Welcome, everybody, to episode number 68 of Can We Make Impact Wrestling the best promotion in Total Extreme Wrestling 2013. I am your host, the Mayor, Jason Smith, back again with young pup Rocky. He's a blue chipper, right, Rock? That's right, buddy. Yeah. Rocky's my boy here, our newly adopted puppy. He's not really a puppy, he's just little, so I dig him. Anyway. Today's episode, we are headed to Impact Wrestling, just 6 days away from that. Also, we will talk about the first pay-per-view of 2010 as we continue to chronicle the pay-per-view history of TNA/Impact Wrestling. It is the 5th Genesis and the first event of 2010. It also would mark the first time that Impact Wrestling in a long time would use a 4-sided ring as opposed to the 6-sided ring they had used for quite a long time. So, without further ado, we'll get into it. I have updated the records, as you could probably see. Also, Darby Allin, we talked about possibly letting him go. Looking at his information and looking at his numbers, he ain't gonna get it done. He spent 3 months in developmental, and he can't go 8 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and let him go. That's a problem long term, because at minimum, we need him to go 8 minutes, and he can't do it. So that means that we are going to move on from him, as you just saw me do. Okay, so next up. Where you going, buddy? Where you going? Where do you think you're going? Alright, next up, we'll go ahead and move on, and we'll talk about Genesis 2010. The first match on the card was an X Division Championship match. He's apparently going to lick the side of the chair. Alright, whatever. Anyway, X Division match. Amazing Red against a mystery opponent, who would end up being the Brian Kendrick. That's right, Brian Kendrick making his Impact pay-per-view return, I guess you could say. This was, he left WWE mid-2009, and then he went to Dragon Gate, he went to PWG, and did some work there in 2010. All the while, or 2009 rather, and then signed with TNA in 2010, making his return to TNA. He had first performed in TNA in 2004 during some TV tapings and Victory Road 2004, in which he had the ring name Spanky. Yep, there you go. So he would actually lose to Amazing Red in his TNA pay-per-view debut. Next up would be the in-ring debut of Sean Morley, formerly known as Val Venus in WWE circles. He took on Chris Daniels in a singles match, just shy of 10 minutes, would pick up the win in that one. This one kind of had a weird vibe to it. Ow. As he jumps off my lap. Alright, well, don't expect to come right back up here after you jumped off. What are you doing? He walks like a seal, and it's hilarious. His paws turn out like this, and it's funny. Anyway, Sean Morley was supposed to be the babyface in this match, and was booed incessantly. Chris Daniels, who was the heel, was cheered quite loudly in that one. Okay, so we've got some unread emails waiting, and I don't really see anything happening except for Charlotte Flair's contract is up. Now, this is one that we identified that we would want, and it's probably going to cost us some cash to bring her in. Yeah, she's at 15.4 for a run in WWE. 3-year deal, 10% bonus per pay-per-view. Yeah, we're going to need to probably be around the $17,000 range to at least get her attention. 3 years, and we'll see if I can get away with not offering her a pay-per-view bonus. So we'll at least start the negotiations there with Charlotte and see if we can bring her into our burgeoning women's division. All right, moving on. So, next match on the card was a women's match. Tara taking on ODB for the TNA Women's Knockout Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match. The first one was won by Tara, who would get the roll-up. And then this is one of the ones we talked about in the last episode that we did, where I said very rarely do you have a 2 out of 3 falls match where somebody takes the first 2 falls to win. This was one of those times. And Tara, aka Victoria, would hit her Widow's Peak finisher in the second fall to become a 3-time TNA Women's Knockouts champion. Alright, unread emails waiting. I'm guessing WWE bumped up their offer to Charlotte. No shock there. Jesus Rodriguez. Yeah, buddy. Alright. The Dogs of War, whomever the hell they are, won the KOD Tag Team Championship, whatever, from Dramatic Dream Team. There you go. Okay. Ashley Flair rival bid update. So we're at 17 over 3 years. They went to 18,740 over 4 years. Max is about 20K. You know, I'll pay her $20,500 per month, and I'll even be willing to go 4 years. All right. Make that official, and off we go. She's only 34, so we'd be paying her to her late 30s, which I'm okay with. Moving on. Next up, British Invasion. Magnus and Doug Williams put their TNA Tag Team Championships on the line to take on Matt Morgan and Hernandez. Interesting tag team. And here comes the yawning fits. I knew they were coming. In this match, Hernandez hit an inverted power slam on Magnus. Matt Morgan, who was the legal man at the time, hit his finisher on Magnus, picked up the 3, and then new tag team champions Matt Morgan and Hernandez. Next up, Desmond Wolfe, also known as Nigel McGuinness for people who pay attention to WWE and Ring of Honor, would take on D'Angelo Dinero. This was sort of a carryover from a TV storyline, and Desmond Wolfe would pick up the win in that one. Up next was a match between the Band, Kevin Nash, and one tag team partner, taking on Beer Money Inc., Bobby Roode and James Storm. So there was a game of rock, paper, scissors to determine who Kevin Nash's tag team partner would be. X-Pac would be the man who would team up with him. Nash would go for the jackknife and would get distracted when Hall came down, and then Hall had some BS with dealing with a fan at ringside. It was all kayfabe and it was all work, but it just was really weird. But anyway, Beer Money would pick up the win in this one. Really just kind of a stupid, I don't even really know. Jervis. looking to stay with Chikara. Good stuff. I like Chikara wrestling. It's good. Interesting promotion. So Spike has shot us down. So we are going to continue with our TV. We have 15 episodes left of exclusivity, and we can't change it. So it's going to stay an exclusive deal. We can't expand the show to a broader network. So we're going to be stuck on Pop TV for another 15 episodes. But that's okay, because we've done pretty well by Pop TV, and Pop TV's done pretty well by us. Okay, we're going to move forward, and we're going to talk about the next match on the card. So, Abyss had a singles match scheduled. He was originally supposed to face Bobby Lashley. Abyss knocked out Bobby Lashley with a computer monitor while there was an altercation with Abyss, Bobby Lashley, and Eric Bischoff. So with Lashley out, Hulk Hogan made the decision to replace him, and he would be replaced by one of my absolute favorite talents in pro wrestling, Mr. Anderson. Say what you will about Ken. I love Ken Anderson's work. I love his promos. I love his worked shoot promo on Triple H. Triple H is probably one of my favorite talents of the Attitude Era, if not my absolute favorite talent of the Attitude Era. His work shoot promo on Hunter when he came back to TNA was beautiful. And that moment when Ken Anderson cut that promo, I was a fan. I was hooked. And, he had a lot of talk about his work in the ring and, kind of getting buried by Randy Orton and all of that, and all the boys that were boys with Triple H, whatever. Kenny turned himself into a damn fine talent. A great talent. And if I ever get the opportunity to book Kenny Anderson, I'm taking it, because he's awesome. And during the contest, Ric Flair would come, sorry, not Ric Flair, the referee got involved in this one. Ric Flair was the next match. I'm getting the two matches confused. But anyway, it was a straight up singles match, so there was no gimmick to it or anything. So Abyss's gimmicks with the tacks and the chairs and da-da-da-da-da wasn't gonna work. Kenny Anderson threw a chair into the ring and tried to get Abyss to use it, and it didn't work out. But then Anderson had some brass knuckles in his tights, hit Abyss with them, and got the win. There you go. Decisions awaiting a response. I like the sound of that. That means we might have landed Ashley Flair. Kimberly, I don't. I'm gonna pass on Kimberly for now. Jay Lethal in need of a break. Well, yeah, he's been busting his tail for the last 20 years. And oh no, it's Sasktel. I forgot we were working to continue our relationship with Sasktel. Cool. Alright, so Sasktel's all set. Charlotte Flair, we're still waiting on an answer from her. 2 days away from Impact Wrestling. We'll move on to the main event. AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle. TNA World Heavyweight Championship on the line. AJ, the defending champion, coming in to this one. AJ would hit a Pele kick. Kurt Angle would hit the Angle Slam. A couple of near falls back and forth. Ric Flair would come out. AJ would try to hit the Styles Clash. Kurt Angle would counter it into the ankle lock. AJ would break out of it. then Kurt got it back in, and then AJ countered it. Kurt missed a moonsault. AJ missed a 450. Angle had the ankle lock in, and he started to grapevine AJ. AJ was tapping, but the ref was distracted by Ric Flair, shocker, which kind of pissed Kurt Angle off, so Kurt chased Flair around the ring. You know how that gimmick goes. AJ would clothesline him. And then AJ hit Kurt Angle with the championship belt, turned heel. Flair tossed the referee back in, and AJ would retain. There you go. All right. What do we got here? Bobby Lashley re-signing with WWE. Kimberly staying with Shimmer. Brad Alexis looks like he's going to stay in NCW. Ricochet's getting a new storyline. Not really much pertaining to us beyond that. So, we'll move on. And we will talk about pay-per-view number 2 in 2010. And that would be the 6th ever TNA Against All Odds. So, we had the the 8-card stud tournament. The 8-card stud tournament basically was a number 1 contenders tournament, if you will. All of the matches would center around who would become the number 1 contender to the winner of the AJ Styles Samoa Joe match. You also had the pay-per-view return of Mick Foley, and you had the pay-per-view debut in Impact of late 80s / early 90s tag team sensation, the Nasty Boys. Yeah. So the Nasty Boys had been on the indie circuit since 97-ish, when they retired. Sags had retired. Brian Knobbs stayed on for a little while longer with the hardcore title in WCW. But the Nasty Boys got back together and worked the WWC, the World Wrestling Council, in Puerto Rico. They did a match on SmackDown in 2007. In 2009, they did the Hulkamania tour, which kind of was the precursor to the Nasty Boys coming to TNA, with Hogan being in charge at that point. He and Knobbs and Sags are boys, longtime friends, so you kind of knew that was coming. But anyway, I digress, as usual. All right. So, doesn't look like much happening in the way of news. Nothing happening in the Ashley Flair front, so we'll move forward. And we are at the Verizon Wireless Arena in New England region. And New England region is a C+ region for us, and gives us spillover to the tri-state area and the Maritimes, which is in Canada, neither of which we need for success. Hello, puppy. What are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. Seal? You can come up here if you want. Come on. Can you come up? No, you don't want to come up? Yes, you want to come up? Okay. Come here. Come on. Up we go. All right. Okay. Say hi to everybody. Yeah, there you go. Say hello. Yeah. What did you do with your harness here, bro? What in the world? How did you manage this? Oh my goodness. There we go. We'll get your paw out of there. There we go. All better. Are you going to type now? Okay. All right. So we're going to look at running a show in one of these regions where we're already a C+ or even a B- that gives us some spillover. So looking at the tri-state, we're going to get plenty of spillover. So we're going to move this show to the tri-state area. Tri-states, pick the best venue, Andy Kerr. I feel like we just were at Andy Kerr. What about the Midwest? No, let's go to the Great Lakes, because I want to do a show near my house. The Nutter Center. We were just at the Nutter Center. Alright, how about... Dude, you gotta stop licking my arm. You're messing up my mouse here. You're killing me, bruh. Alright, let's see. What about the Mid-Atlantic? Let's go there. Alumni Memorial Field in Lexington, Virginia. Bro, ease up on the licking of my arm. I can't mouse with you, like, trying to eat my arm. Okay, so got my handy dandy notes here where most of our card is set. Let's filter through and see where we're at here. So we'll take away all of this. Adam Cole, baby, is good. Adam Page has a match. Bray Wyatt's got somebody. Cody. Is Cody doing? What's Cody doing? Cody doesn't have a match yet. Drew Galloway's got one, though. Eddie Edwards doesn't. Jay White does. So, Marty Scurll and Rich Swann are a couple of main eventers. Both of them are tied with 41 wins apiece. So, I think we're going to break that tie in our main event. That sounds like a wonderful plan, if I do say so myself. There we go. Alright, so now, let's see what we got going on. Cody doesn't have a match. Phoenix does. Seth does. Sami Callihan does. So Eddie Edwards, Adam Cole, Eddie Edwards and Cody Rhodes are two guys who don't have matches yet. Bobby Fish doesn't have a match. A lot of these mid-card guys don't have matches yet. So, let's see where we're at with the tag team division. Because I know Will Ospreay and TJP don't have matches yet. The Future's got a match. New Day doesn't. And the Wolves don't. So let's go TJP and Will Ospreay, Consequences Creed, and Kofi Kingston. There we go. We'll see how that match goes for us. Are you licking my desk again? Don't lick me. I don't want your weird desk breath all over me. Gross. Alright. So let's get Cody cooking something here. Let's go Cody Rhodes, Davey Richards, just for yucks. I like the idea of that match. Might actually be a really interesting match. I'm a little disappointed I'm not disappointed. I'm happy for him. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy for Davey Richards in the fact that, he's off doing what he wants to do with his life, and that's become a doctor, and good on him. That's great. I'm just disappointed that his light has been taken from the cavernous jungle that is pro wrestling. So if you're watching this, Davey, come back to us, please. Med school ain't cheap. Wrestling can help. Join us. Rocky agrees. Lick the desk if you think Davey Richards should come back. See? He knows. He knows. Alright, Eddie Edwards needs somebody to dance with. Why not Bobby Fish? Let's see how these two dance partners work out. So the Bucks got somebody, the Future has somebody. They're good. So now all we've got left is Kenny Omega, Johnny Impact, Pac, and Penta. So I want to see Kenny Omega and Penta one-on-one. I feel like that's a match that could damn near main event just about anywhere, and it's gonna be a barn burner. That one could be one that steals the show. Alright, so that just leaves us with Johnny Impact and Pac. I'm guessing my wife is back from rehearsal. Yep, I was right. Oh, okay, bye. Mommy's home, so that means he doesn't want to be in my lap anymore. See, now he's going to sit at the bottom of the stairs and cry because he's too scared to go upstairs. Oh, he went. Oh, look at that. For some reason, he doesn't particularly like the basement stairs, and that's the first time he's actually gone up them. That's... Of course he would do it for her, but not for me. Brat. Hello! Alright. So, let's see. What's left? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 guys are left that already have matches. We've got 20 minutes. We'll do a 4-on-4 match. Let's see here. What do we got? Okay. Bray Wyatt's a champion. Oh, wait a minute. We don't have a TV title match on the card yet. Interesting. We'll do a 6-person battle for the TV title with Phoenix, Drew Galloway, Sammy, Seth, Adam Cole, Bebe, and Bray Wyatt. And Phoenix obviously needs to retain. Come on. There you go. Alright, so we'll back that one up. And now we have 10 minutes left to finish off the main event scene, which is Adam Page and Switchblade Jay White. I'll put that one near the beginning of the card. Alright, so I gotta get some of these women involved. We've got our women's title match, Kairi Sane and Kana. What I don't have is the rest of the card filled out. So, let's start with Billie Kay and Rhea O'Reilly. We'll see if any of these matches bear fruit at all. Alright, next we've got Kairi Sane in a match already. Kana's in a match already. Io Shirai and Bea Priestley. Next, we'll go with how many do we have left? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 7 women left. Okay. Next, we'll go Shayna Baszler, Britt Baker. Alright, then we've got 5 women left. Aside from the 2 women who are already scheduled. So we've got Candice LeRae, Chelsea Green, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Toni Storm. Alright, so let's see if any of these matches give us anything to work with for the pay-per-view. Alright, so let's run our show. Billie Kay, Rhea O'Reilly was decent, but not fantastic. C- out of Io Shirai and Bea Priestley. That's not good. That's worse. That's worse. Alright, Death from Above versus The New Day. Looks like that's going to be a winner for us. I use the initials DTA, and that's one of my favorite indie groups, stables, if you will, the Death Threat Army. If you've never seen them, check them out. Highly recommend it. Paige and Jay White was not that great. Kenny and Penta was good. So that's a good sign for us. And Johnny Impact versus Pac was good. Eddie Edwards and Bobby Fish have good chemistry. So that's a good sign. Cody and Davey Richards was good. Oof, that wasn't good. But Phoenix wins that match of guys who are already booked. And a B out of Marty Scurll and Rich Swann. Rich Swann actually got the win and now is the winningest talent in Impact since we took over the promotion. No specific comments about the show. We get a final B rating overall. Really had hoped that we would get a boost in some of the spillover territory areas. We did not, though. So, we'll check our ratings and we'll move forward. Tomorrow is Friday, so no show tomorrow. No show over the weekend. I'm actually way behind on my Madden streaming, so stay tuned for that. We'll probably get that together at some point. I might even try to get some iRacing in this weekend as well. I'm not sure yet how we're going to run that, but unread emails and a decision. Waiting a response. Gato. He's the Booker man. He better stay. Natty. Looks like she's possibly leaving WWE. Kip Saban won the ASW UK World title. And we had a great show as per usual. So Charlotte is coming to Impact Wrestling in 22 days. And we did a 3.85 on Pop TV, which is up a little bit, or down a little bit rather. And Natty, Neidhart, Natalia. That there she is. She's 38 years old. She has no outstanding offers. I would be willing to bring her in for a year. And you can work TV and above. I don't care. I'll bring you in. Give you a little bit of a run. Good for you. All right. That's going to do it for today's episode. On episode number 69. Nice. Impact TV. And we get closer to our November pay-per-view. The one, the only, Impact Turning Point. My name is the Mayor Jason Smith for Rocky, wherever he is, running around here. We'll see you next time.